What is going on, YouTube? Joe here with Color Nation Media, bringing you yet another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle today against Darien, and today we are having an OU match, and albeit that is not my forte, I'm not too good at the tier, I don't have a lot of experience in the OU tier, especially in this generation, so we'll see how things go. But yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Should be a lot of fun indeed. Before we get into the match, though, just want to remind you guys of our like goal, which is 70 likes now. We're doing a great job of reaching that goal each and every day, which is fantastic. It's all thanks to the support that you guys give me. I really do appreciate that. So if we can continue to meet those goals, that would just be great. Absolutely great. And, of course, I will continue to bring you all of these videos constantly, as many videos as I possibly can. We're going to try to get back into Pokemon Y, too, soon. Really want to bring that back to the channel for you guys. I know a lot of you have been asking for it, so I would like to get that back up and running as soon as possible. But that's that. My opponent is bringing some pretty cool stuff here. A lot of BL Pokemon. He's bringing Staraptor, Diggersby, Tentacruel, Infernape, Gardevoir, and Steelix. Now, I have to keep in mind here that Gardevoir can potentially be Mega. He doesn't have any other potential Mega evolutions on his team, so that's probably going to be it. But yeah, Mega Gardevoir is allowed in OU. I'm so used to playing the lower tiers, and I'm like, every time I see a Pokemon that has the potential for a Mega evolution, most of the time I'm like, oh, well, we're not going to have to worry about that because it's not in that tier, etc., etc. My team, I'm bringing Scizor. It's going to be Choice Banded, Choice Scarf Braviary, physically defensive. His nickname is Cotton Eye Joe because why not, but it's a Whimsicott. It's going to be Focus Sash, Absol, and then Assault Vest Blastoise, and Light Clay Dual Screens Espeon, so we will see how this team performs. Not entirely positive how we're going to do, but yeah, should be interesting. Now, I feel like either the Infernape or the... he's got a lot of leads here. The Infernape could be a lead, the Staraptor could be a lead, the Diggersby could all be... They could all be leads. All of them are viable Choice Scarf users. They all have access to U-Turn. So, yeah, that is a thing to keep in mind. I think what I want to do is I want to start off with... Scizor. That's what we're going for. I actually think Braviary might be a better lead at this point, but there's really not too much I can do about it because I was running out of time because I spent all my time talking to you guys. That's just what happened. Not that I'm blaming you guys or anything. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe it's a great choice. You never know. So good luck to you, Darien, and yeah, should be fun. Out comes the Staraptor to start things off. So that's not a terrible matchup for me. And no Intimidate, because, you know, Intimidate Staraptor really isn't that common. It's usually Reckless that you need to watch out for. So he could just open things up with a Brave Bird, and that would be unfortunate. That's going to do a lot of damage. I can hit him with a Bullet Punch. I think I would win this battle if he wants to stay in. And I'm going to lock myself into something. Part of me wants to U-turn, but I don't know. He could be Scarfed, and that could be a problem. The problem that I'm seeing here is that he had a bunch of Pokemon that have the potential to be Scarfed, so that leaves everything up to guesswork and just kind of feeling things out. So I think the safe move here is to go for the Bullet Punch. And that's what we're going to do. So Tinsect going for that Bullet Punch. We'll see how much it does. That almost just straight up kills this thing as he goes for a U-turn. So going for a U-turn myself may have been a better move. But now he's going to get some switch initiative. He should be able to bring out something that can counter this Scizor. Or something that's not going to take a whole lot of damage from it. I do want to keep this Scizor around though. Pretty much at all costs, as long as that Gardevoir is on the field. Or not on the field, but in play. Iron Maiden is coming out. That's going to be his Steelix. So I feel like Blastoise is a good switch here. Or maybe even Espeon. Because I have Rapid Spin and Magic Bounce. It's kind of a strange thing, but that's what I have. So I don't know. This could be like Curse Steelix. It could be aiming to set up rocks. We will see what he wants to do. That's like my catchphrase. I say that all the time. We'll see what's going to happen. We'll see what he wants to do. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Everything is we'll see. I don't know why. That's just how I roll, I guess. So we're going to switch out. In comes Glow, the beautiful Espeon. And he's going to make a double switch here. Into the Gardevoir. Not a bad play at all. Have to respect that. So this thing is probably going to be... I don't even know. I mean, I know it's Mega, but I'm not sure. There's a couple of different sets that the Mega can run. I'm going to go ahead and set up a light screen right away. I should outspeed this thing. Even though it gains some speed when it Mega Evolves, that speed does not take effect this turn. It would be next turn. I believe it goes up to like base 100 speed. So Mega Gardevoir is not slow by any means. So it could set up Calm Minds here. I mean, I'm not entirely sure. Oh, it's going to go for the Shadow Ball. Okay, not a bad play at all. And that's not even going to do half with that light screen up. Part of me wants to set up a Reflect right now, but I don't feel like that's entirely necessary. So I don't think Gardevoir can get any kind of Fire-type move, so I should be okay to switch in Scizor here. Should be okay. And then I guess I could just go for a U-turn, predicting the switch into like Steelix or something like that. That sounds doable. So I really don't have any other switches into this thing. Well, I have Braviary. Do I want to predict that, though? That is really risky because Gardevoir can get the T-Ball. If he predicts the Braviary to come in here, I'm going to be in big doo-doo, as they say. Big doo-doo. But, you know what? We're going to take a risk. I have the light screen up. I don't think the T-Bolt will kill. It'll still put him in a bad position. So the Braviary is coming in. If he goes for the Shadow Ball, it's going to put me in a great position going forward. He does go for the Shadow Ball, so Braviary doing a good job there. He's most likely going to switch, so we are going to go straight for the U-turn because a Brave Bird undoubtedly is just going to straight up kill this thing. So he might go for the T-Ball here. He is going to withdraw. All right, there you go. There you have it. He's afraid of the Scar, afraid of just the sheer power of Braviary. He's going to switch in the Staraptor kind of as like a fodder-ish type thing because even though U-turn is not very effective, Staraptor cannot take that because he really didn't have any HP left and he's pretty frail to begin with. So let's see what I want to go into here. He's obviously going to get this switch initiative regardless of what happens at this point. I could, if I go into Glow, he's probably going to go into his Gardevoir again and start setting up Shadow Balls and all of that good stuff. Part of me wants to go into Absol and start setting up Sword Stances because he can't really do a whole lot to me. But I think what I actually want to do is I want to go into Scizor again. I can then U-turn out and yeah, a little bit of... I was going to say Volt Turning, but I don't have any Volt Switch users. Just a couple of U-turn users, so I guess I have a U-turning team. I guess you could say that. No, you couldn't say that. You could not say that. Just 2 U-turn users. That's not that crazy. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I do have 3 because my Whimsicott actually has U-turn too. So apparently I have 3 U-turn users. I didn't even realize that that's what was going on. I can switch into Blastoise here, but he probably has the T-Punch, so that's something to be wary of. The Fire Punch is obvious, so that for that very reason, he just may not go for it. And I would not blame him for that. So if he predicts the switch, though, and goes for the T-Punch, it will probably be a 2-hit KO on Blastoise, and that'll put me in a really bad spot. Do I really have a choice, though? I could go into Espeon again, but Fire Punch and Thunder Punch, basically all of his moves are going to be a 2-hit KO, and he's going to outspeed, so that is an issue. Looks like Blastoise is my only option, so that's what we're going for. It's not an ideal option because he does have that Thunder Punch, but it's my best bet, so we're going to go with what gives us the best odds. He's going to go for the Nasty Plot. Special Infernape. I like it. I like this guy's team. Really, really cool. And he said before the match that it was like super OU. It's really not super OU. He's got some cool stuff. So, I mean, this is supposed to be an OU match. I only brought 2 Pokemon that are actually OU. That's how I do things, but I don't always expect everyone else to do that because, you know, if it's OU and you like using OU Pokemon, you know, why not go for it? I just prefer lower tiered Pokemon most of the time. But I do like Scizor, and I do like Espeon, and I do like quite a few OU Pokemon. I just don't always like to jam-pack them all in one team. If that makes any sense at all, it might not. Anyway, we're going to go straight for the Scald here. I'm not sure what he's going to go for. I really don't know that Infernape gets anything super effective on Blastoise with a, being specially based. Maybe Grass Knot? I don't think that's a one-hit KO, though, so let's go for the Scald. He does have the Grass Knot. There it is. So we'll see how much this does. Not that much, because Blastoise is really not that heavy, I guess. And he shows the Life Orb, so we don't have to worry about the Focus Sash. Infernape is going to go down to that, because Infernape is pretty freaking frail. That's one thing that I noticed about his team, is that he has a lot of very frail Pokemon. And he has his Steelix, which obviously is not frail. That may be the only thing, though, that I'm thinking about it. In comes the Diggersby, so I'm guessing the Wild Charge is coming. Really don't have anything to defend against that. Well, that's not entirely false or true or some. I don't know what I'm saying. Does anyone know what I'm saying besides me? Most of the time, I don't even know what I'm saying. So, yeah, that's that. We're gonna switch into Cotton Eye Joe, the Whimsicott, expecting a Wild Charge. If he goes for EQ, that's fine too, because I resist that as well. As long as he doesn't go for a return. Oh, and that's what he goes for. Crap. Well, that does a crap ton of damage. Holy crap. And he has a Life Orb as well. This Whimsicott doesn't look too good right now. What I want to do is paralyze this thing. I cannot switch out again. I cannot afford to have that go on. He very well may be Choice Scarfed. Oh, no, he's not. He's not. What am I saying? He's Life Orbed. Okay. I need to pay attention to the item, stay focused. I do that a lot, where I'm like, oh, and he shows the Life Orb. Oh, he must be banded. No, don't say things like that. That's absolutely ridiculous. What was I even going to say? Leech Seeding seems kind of silly at this point, because I can come in and kill him with pretty much anything that's faster than Diggersby. Like Braviary, I can come in and just superpower his face off. And he would not like that too much. I can switch into Scizor here to resist the return. But I don't know that I want to do that. I feel like because of that switch, this Cotton Eye Joe is pretty much just screwed at this point. So I think my best play here is to go for a Stun Spore in case he wants to switch. I don't think he will, though, because he kind of needs to get a kill at this point. I just want to paralyze something. And Stun Spore actually connects, so that is a paralyzed Diggersby, which means we are good to outspeed it with anything for sure. And he's actually paralyzed and can't move, so that is really just plain silliness. We get a little bit of recovery there due to the lefties, and that's unfortunate that he got Parallax there, because it just is. I don't know what else to say other than it just is unfortunate. So now I'm going to go for a Leech Seed. And we're going to go first. We would have went first anyway because of Prankster, which is really the only reason that Whimsicott is viable. And he's paralyzed again and can't move. This is getting a little bit ridiculous now. Would like to apologize for the hacks. I don't like hacks. I know I've just been getting all kinds of hacks lately. Honestly, ever since I got back from vacation, it's just been like, I don't know. I've been like a hacks machine, and I never get hacks in my favor. I don't know why all of a sudden now the game's like, oh, here you go, have a whole bunch of hacks. It'll be fun. No, it will not be fun. I don't enjoy benefiting from hacks. It's not cool. Not cool at all. Well, I guess my best play at this point would be to U-turn. I guess. I kind of want to just let him kill me because of the hacks. Because, I mean, what are the chances that he get paralyzed 2 turns in a row? It's kind of silly. We're just going to U-turn. We shall see what happens. He's going to withdraw to get rid of the Leech Seed. That I don't blame him for. We're going to get some switch initiative, though, as he brings in Squidward. The Squidward, that's an awesome name for a Tentacruel. I like it a lot. Haha. So there's the U-turn. It does absolutely nothing to this Tentacruel because it's a Tentacruel. And I'm a Whimsicott, so nothing I would do any damage to this thing. So I'm going to go into, let's see, what is my best option at this point? Realistically, I want to go into Espeon, because I can Psyshock this thing, and that will hit it on its weaker defensive side, which will be its physical side. I'm not completely invested in speed, though. So depending on what kind of set this thing is running, judging by the rest of his team, though, now that I think about it, I'm feeling that this is going to be his special wall. So we are going to go into Espeon, and we're going to go for the Psyshock here. He shows the black sludge, so that just reaffirms my idea that this is going to be a special wall. So Psyshock should hit this thing pretty hard. It should. We do outspeed, so I'm thinking, yeah, it's going to be a especially defensive set, and it just gets straight up KO'd by Espeon. So I was actually not thinking coming into this match that Espeon would actually get a kill, but that is that. In comes the Diggersby, who's paralyzed, and I feel like my best play here might be to reflect. Yeah, I want to get screens up. So Espeon can go down. I don't have any use for it anymore, so we'll get the reflect up. I don't know what move he's going to go for. Looks like U-turn, so it's not going to do as much, I don't think. Okay, just straight up kills me because it's super effective. I guess I should have thought about that, because Espeon's defenses are pretty bad, even with the reflect up, and Diggersby is, well, a Diggersby with huge power and life orb. It just does so much damage. But at least I have that reflect up for later, I guess. It's going to last 8 turns because I have the light clay going. And now he's put in a position where he has to send out something. He decides he wants to send out the Gardevoir, shiny in all of its glory. And kind of want to, do I need this Cotton Eye Joe anymore? Do I need that? Not really. Don't really need the Cotton Eye Joe because, because he has Steelix, Gardevoir, and Diggersby, and, yeah, Whimsicott really doesn't do much to any of those Pokemon. So let's go ahead and send our Cotton Eye Joe in now, because we don't need you, Cotton Eye Joe. We have no need for Cotton Eye Joes here. I can go for the Stun Spore, but I feel like he might try to predict that. He might. So if I Leech Seed as he switches back into the Diggersby, that would do me some good. But he might just try to straight up kill me. Let's go for the Stun Spore. I feel like that's the safer play. He is going to stay in. The Stun Spore is going to connect. So we have another paralyzed Pokemon, and that's actually really great because most of these Gardevoirs, and judging by what I've seen here, this is a similar Gardevoir to what I was thinking, is that it's a timid nature with max special attack, max speed. It does have the base 100 speed now that it's Mega Evolved, so having it paralyzed kind of nerfs that speed a little bit. And that puts me in a good position going forward. I want to, let's see. What do I want to do now? I want to Encore him into that. He's going to withdraw. Okay, I should have went for the Leech Seed. Or the U-turn. I was trying to Encore him into that so that when Cotton Eye Joe goes down, we could bring in Absol and get a free Swords Dance up. And still have my Focus Sash intact, so I could even get up to +4 if I really, really wanted to try to do some damage to this Steelix. But that did not work out so well. So, what is he going to do now? I guess he could try to start setting up some hazards. Although the only thing on my team that's going to be weak to it is going to be the Braviary. It's kind of late to set up Stealth Rocks, to be honest. So I kind of want to just paralyze this, but I'm not. I'm going to Leech Seed it. And Leech Seed connects. So what are the chances that Stun Spore connects twice and Leech Seed connects as well? It's kind of crazy. Goes for the EQ, predicting a switch, I think. Unless that's his only attacking move, which is also possible. Because ground is a pretty decent offensive typing, so If he was only going to have one attacking move, Earthquake would be the one. And did you see the size of those seeds from the Leech Seed? They were massive. That's redonkulous. So he went for the EQ. I kind of want to encore him into that now, although he might try to switch. Let's go for the U-turn. He is going to withdraw, so we're going to get some initiative here. He does not want the Leech Seed up, and I do not blame him for that. That's going to cause him some problems. He needs to try to conserve as much HP as possible at this point in the battle, because he just does. He's running out of Pokemon. So he brings out the Diggersby. That's not really going to take that much from the U-turn, because just not. It just freaking is not. So let's go ahead and bring out the, let's see. We're going to bring out the Blastoise, because everything else, I need to get rid of one of his Pokemon first. Because I have Absol, I can bring him out, and he can take care of the Gardevoir and the Diggersby, but really can't take care of the Steelix at this point. So I don't want to bring him out yet. The Braviary can take care of the Diggersby and the Gardevoir, but not the Steelix. The Scizor can take care of the Diggersby and the Gardevoir, but not the Steelix. So, Blastoise has a move that will hit all three of them for some decent damage. So I think it's pretty clear here that my best move is going to be to go for the Scald, so that's what we're going to go for. This Diggersby should not survive this. Nope, down it goes. Most Diggersbys do not run any HP investment or anything like that, so, and it's super effective, and my Blastoise is modest-natured with max special attack and all that jazz, so that is that. Now we're down to Gardevoir and Steelix left on our opponent's team. I'm going to stay in and go for a Scald here. I know it has the Energy Ball, but I should be able to survive due to my Assault Vest. I should. I'm not positive on that. We'll see in a second here. Scald does about 25%, so not bad. And we do survive with 37 HP. Now, I could stay in and just sacrifice my Blastoise, but with that Steelix still around, I'm going to just sacrifice my Whimsicott, I think. Cotton Eye Joe, we don't need him at all. We really don't. I could try to predict something, but there's really no point in that. I have a clear advantage here with 5 Pokemon left, so I just need to not be stupid, basically, is what it comes down to. So it looks like Whimsicott is going to be my least useful member on this team right now, because I can't really do anything to the Steelix other than Leech Seed it. So we are going to sacrifice it here. We may actually survive an Energy Ball if that's what my opponent wants to go for right now. I'm guessing he's going to go for, like, maybe Psyshock? If that's the case, that'll definitely take out this Whimsicott. But we're going to do it anyway. In comes the Cotton Eye Joe, 61 HP left. There's the Psyshock. That should take us out because Mega Gardevoir is just very, very powerful. I know that's going to hit us on our stronger physically defensive side, but we really just didn't have enough HP left for that. The Reflect is going to wear off, so that is cool beans. Cool beans, I guess. And now we kind of need to just play our cards kind of carefully, I guess. So what I'm going to do is go into Absol, and actually I think we can take it from here. Getting a free switch into Absol, it was important. I guess I could have let Blastoise die, and there was really no reason for that switch, but I did it anyway, so oh well. Oh well, we're going to go for the Swords Dance here. We have our Focus Sash intact, so this Dazzling Gleam is not going to take us out. It's going to leave us with 1 HP, and we should be able to take out everything on his team at this point. He may try to switch out here into the Steelix, predicting a Sucker Punch, but I'm actually going to go for the knockoff. He is going to switch out into the Iron Maiden, which is a pretty cool nickname for the Steelix, by the way. This is definitely not going to kill because Steelix is so bulky on the physical side. It's not even funny. There goes the Lumberry. And it is a 2-hit KO, so we can go for a knockoff again. And that is going to be the end of this Steel. Actually, no, knockoff is not going to get the boost. It's not going to get the boost because the Lumberry is gone. So, that being said, I'm going to go for the Superpower. And that's going to ensure the KO. And it'll drop our attack, but we'll still be at +1 due to the Swords Dance. Our defense is going to drop to -1, but we only have 1 HP, so that really doesn't mean anything. Steelix goes down there, and now we just have the Gardevoir to deal with, and we are in good shape here. We are in very, very good shape. And we should just be able to take this thing out with anything. As far as I've seen, we only have attacking type moves on this Gardevoir. And by we, I mean my opponent. It's not my Gardevoir. So we're going to go for the Sucker Punch, and that's going to finish things off here. At least it should. Yep, Gardevoir goes down to that. Gardevoir really doesn't have the best defense on the physical side. It's quite bulky on the special side. In fact, I don't even know if it gains any base defense when it Mega Evolves. It might, but not by much. Anyway, that's going to be it for this battle, so thank you very much for the battle, Darien. And, yeah, hopefully we have another match at some point. I want to thank you all for watching. As always, don't forget to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. It does help out a lot. It helps us reach the like goal, helps us grow the channel, and I do support it. A lot. I support it. Yeah, I support you supporting me. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I meant to say I appreciate it because I love you guys. That's what I try to say, but I'm retarded sometimes. So that's going to be it for this time, guys. I will see you for the next battle. But until then, game on.